I recently got to level 70 in TBC Anniversary, and I have had a blast through leveling through Outland, and I genuinely think it's been my favourite leveling experience, especially in terms of the amount of times that we've had TBC now. Out of the three, this has been my most enjoyable. And I was wondering, why is that? Because it hasn't been the perfect launch of an expansion. It was rocky for the first day or so, and there's been a few bugs throughout the game that have, needed to be fixed and changed, and Blizzard do need to do better on that front. So with all that aside, why is it that I have enjoyed myself so much and had so much fun in it, and indeed probably progressed quicker than I have on any of my characters that I've ever taken through TBC? The answer, I think, lies in the community. We've talked about the community before briefly. I'm not talking just about the small little guild community I'm in. I'm talking about the World of Warcraft Classic community as a whole, and we've often talked about how it gets a bit of a bad rap. It gets thrown into that group of toxic communities like League and competitive shooters and the like, and that is understandable when you see some of the reactions and how some of the Classic community act online, on subreddits, on forums and stuff like that. There's a lot of entitled, selfish kind of players out there who lash out at each other, and it's it creates a very toxic mess. But I've always found most of the time inside World of Warcraft, in Azeroth or Outland, when you're playing, most people are friendly, helpful, want to do good by their fellow players because they want to progress their character. And that's what we all want to do, isn't it? We all want to progress our character. We all want to level up. We all want to get new gear. We want the awesome loot drops from the end game dungeons and the heroics and the raids, and that is absolutely fine. Of course it is. That's why we play. I've recently been thinking about when I've been playing with the small community that I've been part of, the Feeling Cute Guild, and why I've had so much fun playing with these group of people. Now, it's partly that they're all amazing human beings who all have a shared vision of how we want to progress and play World of Warcraft. We're very chill, we're supportive of each other, we're helpful of each other, we'll do things just to help each other even if it doesn't benefit us. And I think that is a key to getting some real enjoyment out of WoW, and that's playing for other people, finding joy in other people's achievements, in other people's wins, in other people's loot. Even if you don't get what you want, being able to celebrate that another person is so happy with their progression is awesome. And I think often that can get lost in a game that is so much about your character's progression. And of course, like I said, that is what we want. We want the fat loot. I've been thinking about this more recently because I've recently been watching Josh Strife Hayes in his first sort of real venture through World of Warcraft Classic. He is a content creator who has played many MMOs throughout his time, but recently has started playing WoW Classic properly for the first time. And he has had some feedback from certain viewers that he is playing it wrong, in quotation marks. And that is because he's not playing it the way that some people in the community expect the game to be played. They feel that he is starving himself from an experience that they have. And he explains it very eloquently that it's not to do with the experience that you expect, it's the experiences of the individual and how they play it. And there's so many ways to play World of Warcraft, and it's been a breath of fresh air to watch Josh play it, because he plays so selflessly. He has made, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 characters, and he's got them at different stages, at different levels, so he can run different dungeons with different people at different times. He's not concerned about the end game, he's all about the journey. So it means that someone in his guild can message and say, hey, do you want to do Dead Mines? And he can go, yes, I've got a character ready for Dead Mines. He might not even need anything from it. He's just there for the experience and the vibes, and it just so happens that he's helping someone else. And it's really sort of made me introspective about why I play WoW. Yeah, just the enjoyment that I've had from seeing other people do well in this game. WoW can be played solo, and it can sometimes be a lonely experience. And when you're playing on your own, it's hard to get excited for some stranger's progress, because you're not really invested in them. But if you're invested in a guild or in a community, suddenly running dungeons that you might be a bit bored of become exciting again, because you're doing something for a community, you're supporting like a collective group effort. And I think that is why it's finally, after years and years of playing WoW, it's kind of the pennies dropped of my favourite parts of WoW, and that is the collective journey. I care more for the vibes while doing those dungeons and the reaction when something drops. I'm sure you've all been in a raid when a boss has finally dropped, and then everyone in VC just is laughing and is happy, and there's that sense of relief. It's such an awesome feeling, and that I think is what I am trying to capture through this playthrough of TBC. I hope you're all having fun with TBC as well. Yeah, like I said, I have had a lot of fun with it, and there's a lot more fun to come, I think. If you are looking for a sense of community and you're on the Thunderstrike EU server, please feel free to message anyone at Feeling Cute, and you're more than welcome to join us. Like I said, we're not a big guild, we're a small group of friends, all supporting each other, all helping each other, being a bit of a collective. We still want to progress, but we want to do it on our terms, on our pace, and just have fun. Thank you so much for watching. I'm loving the game so much, and I will always talk about WoW and how much I love it and how much it's important to me. Remember, FOMO isn't real. You don't need to be toxic in WoW. Support each other, and bye for now.